The Galactic Council's xenobiology lab fell into absolute silence the moment Ambassador Krelix's juvenile offspring clamped its crystalline fangs onto the human diplomat's sleeve. Dr. Sarah. Chen felt the pressure immediately, not painful but firm enough to be concerning. The young Krishan, no larger than a terrier but possessing jaws capable of crushing titanium alloy, had mistaken the flowing fabric of her ceremonial jacket for a play toy. Around the observation deck, 14 species of galactic representatives froze in various states of horror. "Nobody move," hissed the Valdrine trade minister, its translator crackling with panic. "The Krishan bite reflex, if she pulls away it will clamp harder. She'll lose the arm." Ambassador Krelix turned 3 of its primary eye stalks toward Sarah, bioluminescent patches flashing the deep purple of profound distress. "Honored human, please, remain absolutely still." "I am summoning medical—" But Sarah was already smiling. "Hey there, little one," she said softly, her voice carrying none of the tension that electrified the room. Instead of pulling away or freezing in place, she did something that made every alien present question whether humans truly understood the concept of self-preservation. She tugged back. Not hard, just a gentle, playful resistance. The kind of tug one might give during a game of tug-of-war with a puppy. The cub's 6 eyes widened in what the xenobiologist would later describe as surprised delight. Its razor-sharp tail, which had been coiled defensively, began to wag. "Sarah, what are you—" the Terran attaché started, but fell silent as the impossible unfolded. The Krishan cub released its grip slightly, repositioned and bit down again, softer this time. Sarah tugged once more, adding a little shake to the fabric. The cub's throat began producing a sound that Krelix recognized immediately. The purr growl of play. "She's playing with it," whispered the Horthian observer, its speaking tentacles trembling. "With a juvenile Krishan. This is madness," but Sarah wasn't done. With her free hand she reached slowly toward the cub, letting it see her movements. Every being in the room wanted to shout a warning. Krishan young were known to be more dangerous than adults, their predatory instincts not yet tempered by reason. Their homeworld was a death world by galactic standards, producing apex predators that hunted in packs and showed no mercy. Sarah's fingers found the spot behind the cub's auditory ridges and scratched gently. The purr growl intensified. The cub released her sleeve entirely and leaned into the scratch, its armored hide plates shifting to expose the softer tissue beneath, a sign of ultimate trust that some xenobiologists spent careers trying to witness. "Impossible," Krelix breathed. All 7 of its eye stalks now focused on the scene. "That response, that's how did you know?" Sarah looked up, still scratching the now content predator cub that was attempting to climb into her lap. "Know what? That he just wanted to play?" She shrugged, the gesture making the cub chirp excitedly. "I grew up with dogs, cats, and a particularly aggressive parrot." "You learned to read body language?" "Body language?" The Valdrine minister's translator struggled with the concept. "The Krishan have 17 different threat displays, each requiring specific de-escalation protocols." "He wasn't threatening me," Sarah interrupted gently, now supporting the cub as it settled against her chest, its dangerous tail wrapping around her forearm in what she somehow recognized as affection. "He was bored. Look at this room, all these adults standing around talking politics. He's a kid. Kids want to play." The Terran attaché found his voice. "Dr. Chen, with respect, you just treated one of the galaxy's most dangerous juvenile predators like a golden retriever." "And?" Sarah raised an eyebrow, her hands now expertly rubbing the cub's belly as it exposed its vulnerable underside, another gesture of complete trust. "Did it work or did it work?" Ambassador Krelix moved closer, its movement slow and deliberate. "Dr. Chen, my offspring has never shown comfort with any species outside our own. Most beings cannot even approach without triggering defensive responses. Yet you—" The ambassador's translator crackled with emotion. "You understood in seconds what our own child care specialists require months to learn." Sarah looked down at the cub. Now drowsing in her arms, its crystalline fangs retracted and its armored plates softened. "Where I come from, we have a saying, all babies are babies. Doesn't matter if they have fur, scales, feathers, or—" She gently tapped one of the cub's armored plates. "Biological armor plating. They all need play, comfort, and someone who isn't afraid to engage with them on their level. But the danger," the Horthian began, "is always there," Sarah acknowledged. But so is trust. You can't build one without risking the other. She looked around the room at the gathered representatives of species from across the galaxy. Maybe that's something humans learned because our planet gave us so many different kinds of dangerous creatures to live alongside. We learned that coexistence isn't about elimination or avoidance, it's about understanding. The Krishan cub yawned, displaying rows of crystal teeth that could shred Duraplast, then nuzzled closer to Sarah's chest and began to snore softly. Ambassador Krelix's bioluminescent patches shifted to a warm gold, the Krishan color of deep respect. Perhaps, it said slowly, this is why the Council was wise to finally accept humanity's application. You bring something we have forgotten, the courage to reach out even to teeth and claws. Sarah smiled, adjusting her grip to better support the sleeping predator in her arms. Or maybe we're just too stubborn to know when we should be scared. She looked down at the cub, then back up at the assembly. Now, someone want to tell me where the nursery is? This little guy needs a proper nap, and I've got a treaty to negotiate. As she walked toward the exit, cradling one of the galaxy's most dangerous creatures like a beloved pet, the Galactic Council representatives could only stare. The Terran attaché finally broke the silence. That, he said with a mixture of pride and exasperation, is the most human thing I've ever seen. Ambassador Krelix's eye stalks rotated in agreement. Indeed. Perhaps coexistence with humanity will be far more interesting than we anticipated.